Kieran Gillen and Francesco Mobili put Jean Grey through her judgment as the progenitor invades the psychic's mind to find if she really is a hero or a world killer. Kieran Gillen explores Jean Grey's complicated and at times muddled history this issue as she undergoes her own judgment test, weighing up her heroics against her less than stellar record of flying off the handle and killing entire worlds. Gillen hones in on an interesting piece of her history, being that when most of the horrible stuff Jean has had happen to her or she's been part of, she's usually not in control of herself, and if that counts towards her redemption, making it clear that the progenitor doesn't really care if she was actually there or not, she still technically did it, which is kind of a great way to show how cruel and vindictive this new god can be, as well as Jean's drive to try and make up for her own actions, whether she knew she was doing wrong or not. One thing I found interesting was that Jean doesn't really seem to learn what the progenitor is trying to express, albeit it doesn't express it very well, which is kind of the point, being that it's an alien god, it doesn't really know how to, and that is that she is always resorting to violence or bullying others to win the day, which is a little bit of an embellishment, but there is still some truth to those words. So where the story leaves Jean in regards to the larger plot is a little unclear, but I'm looking forward to a very pissed off Jean Grey who has just failed her test, sticking it to the progenitor as the event reaches its conclusion. Francesco Mobili provides some wonderful, colourful artwork for the issue with some cool references to some important points in Jean's past, such as her Dark Phoenix saga, as well as some detailed focus on characters over flashy action sequences, which is a real boon to the story, being is that it helps expand its scope in what it is trying to tell, and it's not just a run-of-the-mill side adventure tie-in. Judgment Day X-Men issue 1 was a great look at Jean Grey's bloody and muddled past when it comes to her job as a hero, expanding the parameters of the progenitor's judgments and what merits it judges on. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10. Judgment Day X-Men issue 1 finds Jean Grey witnessing more destruction around the Earth as she tells the strike team within the progenitor that they can only see images, no messages from the outside world or from Steve or Eros or Kurt. She says that it feels like a black hole is weighing her down thanks to the Celestial's own psychic might. She wants to push through it though, but Ajax thinks that that's suicidal and blasphemous. Tony doesn't want any others to die, but since the Celestial is testing them, maybe they can save the ones that are gone and bring them back from the dead. Sinister thinks that if on Krakoa they can do that, a cosmic god would certainly be able to do it, but if they take control of the god, they could do so much more. Makari grabs the mutant, who assures her that he's stolen from one Celestial and won't make that mistake again, but he is about making brand new, exciting mistakes. Ajax thinks that Tony is right and their god is great, as Iron Man thinks that they will find a way to end this peacefully. Wolverine is happy that Stark is high on hope as the heroes head into the Soul Capacitor, where more antibodies attack them. The team kill their way through what was once the Avengers' mountain sauna, knowing that they need to get to the top. Sinister suggests they go through the mountain's stave, but Ajax suggests that the god's heart pacemaker is the way to go, racing to the facility, which they find is out of control, with energy seeping out of it. Jean steps out to control the energy, parting it so they can follow the platform further into the facility and go through unharmed. Jean is suddenly overcome by the Celestial's psychic power, but she assures the worried Sinister that she won't be losing concentration and she can handle its assault. Suddenly Jean is transported to years ago where she first came to Xavier's mansion, met by the Celestial who takes on the form of Charles, telling her that it's her first day of testing, hoping that anyone survives. Heading to the danger room, Xavier tells Jean to sit this training out and take some notes as the X-Men run an anti-Phoenix formation, getting obliterated almost immediately as Charles catches on fire as well, telling Jean that he blames himself for her failure, but it's not really her fault. Jean screams that she is a hero as Iron Man wonders if this is a test, egging Jean on, but Logan tells him to not pile on the pressure. Cersei wants to help her with her own psychic powers, combining her power with Jean, but she is blasted back by Jean, who finds herself in the Quiet Council meeting discussing if the Celestial is worth their time, with Emma Frost asking if anyone objects to their plan of letting the humans just die. Jean finds her hands are nailed to the table, causing the motion to be passed and the humans are left to burn. Jean says that she left the council to do the right thing, but the Celestial tells her that if she stayed, she could have saved the world, wondering what's more important to her, playing at being a hero or making a difference. Wolverine suddenly appears in Jean's head, slicing up the fake Xavier, knowing that he's got Charles's personality pretty down pat. Sinister shoots the other council members, telling Jean that he inserted himself into Jean's mind so that they can help her. She says that she hates these mind games as Sinister pulls them all out of Jean's head, but the woman says that she doesn't need anyone's help, and this isn't the kind of fight that Logan can slice his way through. Logan knows that if she's involved, the risk to him doesn't matter as Jean confronts the Celestial again, diving into its mind. The progenitor finds her difficult, wanting some witnesses, so it brings Logan and Sinister into the void as well. It takes over Sinister, getting him to reveal that he tried to clone Jean several times, but he could never get it right. Logan attacks the Celestial, thinking someone like him doesn't get to judge Jean. The mutants disappear as the progenitor says that their insights help since one loves her and the other envies her, and now it understands enough. The progenitor says that he met Scott, who implied that he should be scared of her, and if a man who thinks someone like him, Cosmic God, should be scared of Jean Grey, yet is married to this woman, it means he's very brave and truthful, which is why he passed. Progenitor knows that Scott is right and Jean is a lot like him, but while he is destroying a world, she destroyed one for no reason at all. Jean reminds him that that was the Dark Phoenix, not her, and she has never stopped trying to make up for that, but the Celestial says that sometimes Jean is a saint, but other times she's a violent bully, and above all else, she once destroyed an entire world. Jean says that she is going to destroy the progenitor, who isn't pleased that Jean resorted to violence yet again. Jean tries to tell it how recently she saved countless worlds with the X-Men on an alien casino who were gambling on the fates of the worlds, but the being knows that the worlds would have been saved without her, and she can never make up for what she did. The Phoenix consumes her, giving her the thumbs down as she comes out of the void and back to reality. She tearfully tells the others that she failed, causing Iron Man and Wolverine to argue. Jean knows whatever she does is never enough, but Logan knows that the God is wrong about her, and she is wrong if she lets it get to her. More antibodies come for the heroes, but Jean blows them away with her powers, proclaiming that she is going to annihilate the hypocrite God. Cersei thinks that she seems out of sorts, wanting to help her, but Wolverine wants them to stay back and let Xavier's star pupil get to work, since she hates failing tests.